guys, it's Monday, January 31st. It's about 1 o'clock, so I'm going to get going here. I've got a 5-hour drive to go meet up with John Steber and hunt with Lonesome too, and maybe some other blue ticks he has. So should be a pretty good video in my Houndsman Spotlight series. This is episode 3 where I actually bring you some world-class blue ticks, so I hope you enjoy it. Actually, I went to leave and I had some mail waiting on me on the porch. I got a new sponsor. My latest sponsor I got for my content is Coon Dog Wear, so we'll open this box and take a look and see what they sent me.
Don't know where to come here. Get over here. Come here. Hey. Click no.
That was Lonesome, and who are these?
Dan, and this one's Dan. Lonesome Dan. Come here. Dan, come here. Slick dog.
Slick's on the left.
Yeah, big dog. Come here. Come here.
And they're all of them are built really nice.
Big away. Mighty. There was a, I mean, what I do call him, big old Slick. That's his name, Steber's big old Slick. He's a granite now. I found it came out last week or 2 weeks ago.
And then the other one you said is just a pup, just started.
Yeah, he's 18 months, I think. But I haven't messed with him a lot. Chasing Dills' female. I can't remember what her name was. She was off of. Yeah, she was off of Chris Powell's Jazz Dog and Big Country is what his mommy's out of. So. And then Lonesome's his daddy, Lonesome too.
So did you train Lonesome yourself then?
Yes, yes.
You had him since he was a puppy?
Yeah, he ain't went nowhere.
How old is he now?
He'll be 8 in April.
He looks pretty good for being 8.
Getting older though. Getting a lot older.
Yeah, they all do.
Kind of bites, so it's kind of hard to watch. So. For me anyway, it's real tough to watch. But I guess I'm getting older too.
Yeah, we all are.
Get the speed with him together, I guess. So. He didn't do bad last night. He's a little slower than what he used to be. He's a lot slower, really. So. But he still trees coons. So.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Hard to put him away. So
yeah.
Everybody says retire him. He don't want to retire. So.
Yeah.
Like tonight, he's standing at the gate waiting to go. So.
What's he out of?
He is out of my original Lonesome dog, which the original Lonesome dog was off the Buzz dog, Steber Smith's Blue Buzzard, which Tony Smith and I owned together. He was off Mead's Blue Jet 6 again.
Okay.
Is what he was off of, and then a Becky female, which was a hillbilly lady cross. CWL Ridge actually raised the Buzz cross. That's where I started at, was with the Buzz dogs.
Okay.
I actually had a dog before that I called Boz, and he was directly off a Jet 6, Super Jet 6 I believe it was, and then Jet 5's Northern Blue Sky. That's where some of my stuff come from.
Okay. The
original Lonesome, the mother was Prairie Creek True Blue Sioux. So that come off of a song. So
yeah.
Takes a mighty man to deal with Lonesome, I think is what that was. That's where that comes. It's really good. Slick, come here. Come on. Go. Hurry up. Go.
You started him as a pup? How did you start him?
I did a lot of times. I'll just take them with the old dogs. I don't worry about it. I used to do a lot of drags and stuff, but as we get older and get busier, we don't have as much time either. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the best thing's putting them with an old dog and letting them go. I'm still in that school. So. And then once they start going, then I take them off by themselves and let them go. So, you know, we try to do the road coons and all that stuff, hot coons for them, and turn loose. That's how I do it. So.
Yeah. That's interesting to hear, because kind of why I'm doing this. That way I can see the way I was raised and how I do it, and go see how other people do it with different breeds, because I don't know everything. And I, like, if you've had success with this line of dogs doing that, then if I'd get a pup from you, I'd try and do what you did. Because if it works for that line of dogs, it's probably better than what I'd be doing.
Well, not unless everybody does it different. I mean,
right.
You know, what I do isn't necessarily right, because I'm learning something every dang day, and every dog's different from what I see. So.
Yeah, well, I feel that same way too.
You know, it's, I don't know, Lonesome's totally different, and I probably won't get another one. You know, I thought Slick's the Slick dog is probably the most liking with a little higher gear, but, you know, I just run him's all we did. I mean, Slick, I believe.
Slick struck.
Yeah, it's Slick. See what I meant about locate?
Yeah. He sounds about like that old blue tick we used to have.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That like yodely locate like that.
Oh, I love that.
I do too. It sounds just like him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I like about Slick. He sounds so much like Lonesome. You better tree dog than the old dog. What is it?
I don't know. It looks like a UFO or something.
Is the sky that foggy?
I don't think so. You can see the stars.
Holy moly, what is that?
It's not a comet or something, is it? We're gonna get abducted before we can get to the blue dogs. But you're right, it does have like an S shape to it.
Almost like a swirl to it. It's like hiding or something.
Yeah. Drive to Illinois and I see aliens.
There's a light that's shining through there and I see it.
Yep.
It's always an adventure.
Well, I assume you'll be the only person in these videos that has aliens in it, so it should be a pretty interesting video.
Just film me getting on the ship if you will.
Yeah.
Curiosity's gonna kill me.
What's that?
Dan, come on. Go, Lonesome, go.
Did you want him out too?
Yeah. He should come out. I didn't even think about it. Don't ask me which one's Slick, which one's Lonesome, because I don't know.
Have you noticed, like around a certain age, that these dogs start? Are they all kind of different for you?
Some of them start really early, but to me, I just seem like the later starters. I think they make a more subtle hound. I mean, I know people disagree, but Lonesome wasn't a real early starter. But then when I look back at my memories on Facebook, I see him at 18 months. I mean, I want to say he was a Grand Night right at 2, but I didn't. You know, I started him in the hunts in December, I think, and he was a Grand Night by April. He got limes in there, in that mess in there, or he probably would have been sooner. But he was an early starter. Cash was a real early starter. There's the Lonesome 3 dogs. Slick, I don't know. He's kind of in between.
Yeah.
But Lonesome was no early starting dog. He throws a lot of early starters, but I like the slower starter ones.
Yeah. And the people I've asked that question, they've said about the exact same thing, that they don't necessarily want a really, really quick starting dog. They want one that just naturally comes on and kind of like year and a half-ish, somewhere around there, they really start coming on.
That's where I like them, but we're all different, you know.
Right.
A lot of people are rid of them by 8-10 months old if they're not treating coons, but where are them dogs today, you know?
Right. I think there's a lot more of them that start after a year old than before a year old.
I think so. I mean, that's my thoughts. What that is up there, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't know what's going on over there.
Pretty sure that's what was in the sky earlier.
Yeah. Can't tell if that's a vehicle or if they got a hog over there.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I had to stop and look. I didn't want to be rude, but I'm going to guess that's the end of it.
Coon. Yep. Good job, buddy. Yep. There he is.
Hey, go! I did competition hunt. I didn't start competition hunting until I was in 08. So.
You said, was that your first dog then?
My very first, well, we had some hounds, but my very first hound that was a coon dog was a red bum. It was the old lady dog. She was a Turpin bred. I got her off of a dog trader. She'd been hit by a car, so she had a gimp hind leg, but it didn't bother her none.
Right.
But we couldn't get her bred, so I mean, that would have been in probably 79. When we really first started, I mean, we took her out that night and treated a couple of coons. We was in heaven. We'd chased dogs for a year and not seen but 1 or 2 coons. And this dog showed us coons every night. So. She actually died. I can't Remember, I'd moved it. I think I'd gotten to service, or I was just getting ready to go into the Army when my brother called me and said she was not acting right. And the next day she was dead. So. And then the next one I had was the old penny dogs. She was a heavy rainbow bred female. I granded her out. That was my first dog that I granded out, was the old penny dog. She was semi-silent, so it was kind of tough to. She didn't get no first strikes with me.
Yeah.
She was a very, very good pleasure dog. They just, you know, the dogs that you're blessed with, the lady dog, the penny dog, and then the lonesome the lonesome dog come along. I was done after that. When he died at 3.5, I was ready to quit, but Brandon Duncan talked me into keeping going. In fact, if it wasn't for him, I probably would have quit. So they drug me out and made me go again.
Yeah. I didn't realize he died that early.
Oh yeah, I was actually had Brad Henson's female down there. Mad Dog Sarah was a Mad Dog female, and he had bred her twice, and he was coming to get her that day, and I wanted to cover her one more time with me. And Josh McCaslin went hunting the night before. We turned the dogs loose, and they run down the corn rows and run in there, and I told him, I said, I'll show you the difference between a real coon dog and these dogs here. And I turned that lonesome dog, and he went straight across the corn rows instead of running down and was in the woods. And in a matter of minutes, he was treating, had a coon. We sit down there, I sit down, we cut him loose, we sit down by a tree, and we was talking. He said, your dog's treed. I said, that ain't my dog treed. I looked, and he was 900 and some yards. And he was treed, and we went around, we drove around to him, and he had another coon. And then that next morning, we bred that female, or I did. I went in the house to get on the computer and type something. Come back out 5 minutes later, and he was stiff as a board, and he was dead. So.
Jeez.
And the funny thing is, I didn't even know the cricket dog was bred. I had put her in with Lonesome, but he was so sneaky, he didn't want you seeing. You just never knew when he bred unless you caught him, you know, locked up. But I didn't even know she was bred. So that was, he died. He died the day that the Dove Dog was having pups. So he died like the 9th, I don't remember when it was, in March. And Lonesome, too, was born April 9th. So,
Huh.
I mean, it was a sneak deal. I had no clue. So.
Huh. So you said when you started them, you just take them hunting with older dogs?
Yeah, just like we're doing tonight.
Yeah. What age do you usually start taking them, the young ones?
Oh, anywhere 6 months, usually a year. Like the Lonesome 4 dog is, well, he was a year December 30th. I took him out the other night. I think he's been out 3 or 4 times. He didn't look very good. That was last night. He just didn't have the drive I want in him. But, so, it just depends on how the dog acts, really.
Yeah.
I like to get them there after a year, somewhere in that vicinity, 10 months a year. So send them out. I mean, it's just, they're either gonna make it or they're not.
Right.
For times you just don't see them no more. They go out with the old dogs and go. But
Yeah.
man, I think once you get them out with the old dogs and get them going, like Lonesome hunting him with the old penny dog, and one night he just decided he was going to split, and he was in there 700 yards by himself, treated with Coon, and from then on he never looked back. So. So we started putting him in hunts about 2 weeks later, and he just never looked back. But he was a year old in April, and that was November, December. So whatever that is, 18 months, 2 years, he's getting in that range. But he went pretty quick to titled. So. But he was kind of a loner too. So.
Do you show them a coon at all or anything before you take them out with another dog, or just take them out and see what they'll do?
Basically, just see what they'll do. I mean, I turn some coons loose, you know. Just take, for instance, that bomber dog. I mean, I've turned 2 or 3 cage coons loose and let him go. I mean, he you know, I don't necessarily kill them coons, but, you know, I've killed a few coons this year already. I don't kill a lot. But these young dogs, I feel like I guess that's a yes and no. I wouldn't say I show them a lot of coons, but I do show them some coons. It just ain't nothing prettier, you know. Hey! That ain't gonna happen. Come here. Go. Come on. Hey. Lonesome. Go, buddy. Come on. Hey. Get loose. Come here. Dan, come on. Lonesome, come on, let's go. Come on out there, guys. Hurry up, go.
I don't know if you know or not, but off the top of your head, do you know how many hunts you've won with him, or what's the big hunts you've won with him?
Ooh. Oh, let's see. 2 years ago, I think, fall roundup king of the hunt. Which actually we had Smurf, John Bishop had the Smurf dog there. And Harold Johnson had the cast dog, we were the Lonesome 3, and then I had Lonesome 2, and we won our cast every night there. I think John lost a cast on Wednesday night. That was in Missouri. Let's see, he was in the Grand 16 Autumn Oaks, and then he was National Grand Night of Breed that year. He was placed in the top 9 for the Fall Super Stakes his senior year. I think he was 18th place in the UKC World this year. He got in the semifinals of the PKC World, so he'd have been in the top 96. That's some of them. I mean, I'm just trying to think of all of them. I know.
Well, those are impressive, the ones you named.
I think it was Illinois State Hunt. I think he was champion on Illinois State Hunt 2 or 3 years ago. He's won quite a few. And then we was in the top 64 at TOC this year, so that was kind of impressive, or kind of fun. So.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to that, but I watched it
That was
on YouTube. It was a pretty nice event.
pretty neat. It was. That was pretty neat. So.
It looked like a pretty professional run.
Very, very impressive.
The place they had it too looked really, really nice.
It made you feel like you was doing something. I mean, it really was. UKC did a good job there. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
the World Hunt was pretty awesome this year. So.
I'm hoping I can go to the Tournament of Champions this year.
It was neat. The World Hunt was really neat. The Eukanuba people put on the dinner. They fed us all dinner, and it was really good. It was there's been some good hunts. So. He's won a lot of, he's a Grand Night 4, and I haven't hunted him in no little hunts at all. They've all been like the English days or Red Bone days or Blue Tick days. To me, he's done good on that. He's only won in the big hunts.
And Slick and Dan caught one on the ground. Dan and Slick caught one on the ground. Lonesome's in there, about 100 yards yet treed. Saw the coon walking in, looked right at us. Good boy, Lonesome. Good boy. Good job, Lonesome.
No doubt.